either seated or lying down. And just take these first few moments to settle in. So depending on what kind of morning you have, just notice your energy. So you might have had quite a busy morning, and maybe you're working from home, or maybe you've had a less busy morning, but maybe busy in your mind. Take these first few moments to notice how you feel now and what you need over the next 45 minutes. Start to notice the noises around you. So if you're outside like me, you might hear some birds, maybe far away traffic. If you're inside, it might be the sound of doors closing, opening, maybe music. And then start to notice the noises in your body. So maybe the most obvious one is the sound of your breath. Some of our natural breaths are louder than others. You might know a friend or family member who's got loud breathing, but notice your own. And as you breathe, notice any little subtle noises as well that your body makes. You might have a little creak sort of in your neck or in your ribs and your hips. And then start to notice the thoughts and the voices in your own head. And no matter if your mind is very busy or feeling quiet today, just be noticing them without judgment. And if at any point during the class you notice your mind wandering, start to anchor yourself back to your breath. Maybe even counting your breaths can help center you. So take 3 more breaths in your own time, noticing how you're breathing today. Notice if your chest and belly rise. Notice the space at the back of your body and the back of your lungs. And before we start moving, set an intention for yourself. So it might be from what you're just thinking, like what your body needs, what your mind needs, or it might be something you're working on. I just finished on Sunday a meditation group, and one of the little phrases that came up, which I think is so poignant at this strange time, is "This too shall pass." So if that serves you, that might be something that is relevant for your class, your yoga class. You might be in a posture maybe that you're enjoying or not enjoying. Just let that mull over if that serves you. This too shall pass. So whether you're lying or seated, start to move your head and neck in a natural way. So maybe rolling your chin onto your chest, or if you're lying down, rolling your head on the ground, opening up the muscles at the back of your neck. And then gently start to wiggle your fingers, maybe your toes. If you're seated, maybe taking some shoulder rolls, or if you're lying, maybe a morning stretch, stretching your body long. Whatever feels good in your body right now. And if there's any tightness, pause in that tightness and take a deep breath in, and then a slow exhale to release any tension. And then when you're ready, if you are seated, then you're going to start to curl yourself into a ball. We're going to warm up our back. If you're lying, then you can hug your knees in towards your chest. Take it slow either way. And then you're going to start to roll down the length of your spine. So hugging yourself in tight and rolling down and up. Just waking up muscles all the way down your back. And then from here, you can hug yourself a bit tighter, rolling left and right. Maybe letting your head fall onto your mat. Maybe take a happy baby if that feels good. So you're taking the bottom of your feet and pressing them up towards the sky or the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to move towards a tabletop position. So it's up to you. You can either grab your feet and then rock all the way up, or you can use your hands to guide yourself all the way up and over. Doesn't matter which way you get there. But once you're here, start to really press your knees, feet, and hands into your mat. Staying flat with your back to start with, and just notice how this feels. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, press your hands away, tuck your chin towards your chest, empty your lungs. Inhale, open your chest towards the front of your mat or room. Exhale, chin to chest. And take these as slow as your breath goes. Inhale, open your chest. Whenever your breath runs out, stop the movement, so just move away with your breath. Exhale, chin to chest. Take another 4 rounds. And if you want to go a bit faster or slower, go for it. If you want to add anything on, maybe taking a few child's poses in between. Maybe you can walk your hands either out to the side of your mat or turn your fingers to face towards your knees. Whatever feels good in your body today. From here, take one more round. And then we're going to start to stretch off the calves before we move anywhere else. So if your wrists feel quite stiff today, you can walk your hands a little bit and feel free to pick one up and do a couple of circles if you get tired. We'll be here for a few moments before we go into our first downward dog. So on your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back behind you, kick it all the way back, and then place your toes onto your mat. And then you're going to try and press back. So you're stretching your heel away from you. So you might feel a subtle or you might feel quite a big stretch in your calf. Just depends on how much tension you have there. Nice. And then from there, if you could reach your left leg up as you inhale. You're going to tap your toe down as you exhale. Inhale, lift that heel up. Exhale, tap the toe down, and then bring that knee all the way in. So you do the same thing on the second side. So as you inhale, lift that leg up behind you, right one this time. And then bring that toe all the way down onto your mat. So you're going to press your toes all the way into the mat, and then lift your heel away from you. So you're pressing your heel away from your body. Might feel nice to pulse it here. Take one more big breath. Exhale, maybe press a little bit further. And then as you inhale, lift that leg up, creating a little bit of height, warming up the hamstring. butt cheeks, and then exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lifting it up. And then exhale, coming all the way down. Nice. Okay, from here, as you inhale, you're going to do the same thing on the left. So inhale, lift that left heel up behind you. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your knee towards your nose, and you're actually going to step your foot through. So we're going to go into that wee low lunge. So exhale, bringing your hips forward. So just like you would usually on your in your sun salutations. And play with how this feels. We're here for a few moments, so it might feel good to rock side to side. Also notice what happens with your back foot. If it feels natural to have it untucked, leave it as it is. See how it feels if you tuck it. And also if your back knee needs a bit of padding, you can either pop a wee cushion under there or roll the side of your mat up as a bit of padding. And then from here, as you inhale, lift your chest forward and open. And just see how that changes everything in your hip flexors. On your next exhale, you're going to peel everything back, lifting your left toes off the mat. So we're just stretching out the hamstring here. If you have little books beside you or anything you can use as a little lever, this can be quite helpful because it can give you a bit of space in your chest. Can also give you a little nicer stretch in the back of your hamstring, all the way down here. Take one more big breath in, open up the chest. Exhale, peel your body down a little further. And then as you inhale, press that foot all the way back down towards the mat. You can pop your books back down. And then from here, you're going to see if you can scoop that foot all the way up and bring it all the way back as quietly as possible. Nice. Always notice your transitions, keeping control if you can. All right, from here, second side. Inhale, lift that right leg up behind you. And then as you exhale, bring your knee to nose, bring it all the way through. And we're coming into that low lunge on the second side. Once again, give yourself anything you need, maybe padding up that back knee. I'm just literally on concrete, so padding is good. So once again, notice what happens with the back foot. So if tucked or untucked feels good. And notice the difference between your two hip flexors. This is my much tighter side, so I always notice this one feeling a lot more need for a stretch. So on your next inhale, puff that chest up and see if you can find a bit of space. Maybe look upwards as well, that can help move the position of your chest and hips. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, peel that foot all the way off. Maybe leave your hands where they are, see how that feels. This knee doesn't have to be straight either. This knee might be very, very bent. If you're getting a bit of a stretch either in the hamstring or your butt cheek, then wherever you are is grand. Take one more big breath here, open the chest. If you want those books again, obviously use them. Exhale, fold over your leg. And then inhale, come forward, moving all the way through that foot. And then lift your right foot off, coming back to that tabletop position. All right, from here, we're going to open up the shoulders. So on your next inhale, lift your left hand up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, loop it underneath your right arm. So you're aiming to have your left shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, bring it all the way up, open it up to the side. If this is too much on your shoulders, keep your hand on your waist as well. Exhale, come all the way through. Left shoulder comes towards the floor. Inhale, coming up, either elbow up or opening up the hand. Exhale, last time. And then inhale, opening up that hand. As it comes down, take 2 breaths to do a couple of circles with your wrist. And then place that one down and then switch sides. On your next inhale, right hand up. Exhale, looping it all the way through. Inhale, hand comes up. Exhale, looping through. Inhale, open up that chest, maybe the elbow, hand. Exhale, last time. And then inhale. And as you come down, take a couple of circles with that wrist. And then we're going to move into that downward dog position. So pressing both hands in towards the ground, plucking your toes, inhale, lift those hips up and back. And just notice how the backs of your legs, backs of your feet feel today. So if movement feels good, walking those feet, take one more big breath here. And then as you exhale, roll forward, dropping your knees, chest and chin to your mat. And then inhale, peel forward, just lifting that chest off gently. Exhale, coming down, tuck your toes, inhale, coming all the way up and back, lifting those hips. Once again, 3 breaths here, and if stillness feels good, stay in stillness. Or if you want to bend one knee and then the other, do whatever feels good. On your next inhale, roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, dropping your knees, chest and chin. Inhale, peel forward. Press those feet into the ground, lift the chest. Exhale, come down. And then tuck the toes back up. Nice. Take one big breath in and out. Exhale through your mouth if that feels good. And then as you inhale, lift your left leg up and back behind you. You're going to stay for a full breath here, so exhale, press that heel away. Inhale, lift that leg a little higher. And then exhale, knee to nose. You're going to press your foot between your hands. And then we're going to come into a high lunge. Options always, you can drop that back knee if you want or need. And then as you inhale, power up. Either hands towards the ceiling or hands on your waist, whatever feels best in your body. Bending deep into both knees. And then pulling your weight back a little bit. A lot of people tend to do a high lunge and they're quite far forward. Depends if you lead with your head or lead with your heart. And then from here, as you inhale, lifting your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're going to go for a twist. So this time bring your right elbow over your left knee, twisting towards the left side of your mat. Nice. You're going to get a big stretch out in your outside of your butt cheek and your hamstring. Exhale, bend into that knee a little more, twist maybe a little deeper. And then as you inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold over that leg. Back foot comes forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, come to stand. Exhale, folding over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding over this time. Left foot comes back, yep. And then you're gonna open up into your high lunge again. Once again, option always to drop that back knee if you want. Bending deep into both knees. Noticing how this hip flexor feels. And if you can see yourself on camera, check what angle your front shin is at. If your front knee is way over, you can lengthen your stance, so walk your foot forward a bit. Nice, hands into heart center. Inhale to find length. And then exhale, left elbow over right knee, twisting towards the right. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, go a little deeper, maybe bend the knee, maybe twist the chest round a little more. And then inhale, coming up. Once again, exhale, frame the front foot. Front foot comes back to downward dog. And then lift that right leg up behind you. So you're a 3-legged downward dog, just for one breath. Lift it a little higher. And then step that foot down. Nice. We're going to go straight to external. So in your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back behind you. Bend into your knee. And then as you exhale, bring your knee to nose. We're coming into warrior 2. So front foot between the hands. Actually going to swap over so you can see me a bit better. Bend into your front knee. And then open up those hands. So check on that stance. You want a nice Bend in the front knee, back leg is straight. Front arch lines up to your, back arch lines up to your front heel. Nice. And then from here, leaning forward, flip your front palm, sweeping all the way back to exalted warrior. I really am saluting the sun today. It's right in my eyes. All right, exhale, elbow comes to knee, opening up into side angle. So looking underneath your top elbow. And then from here, you're going to sweep all the way around. So option one is to just bring that top hand over. So you're in a half bind, looking over the top shoulder and opening the chest. If full bind is in your practice, so you're this way around, you can drop that top hand, the hand that was on the front leg underneath, maybe reaching all the way around, maybe clasping. And this is where having a strap or a sock, or maybe your a tie or something, and you can put it in this hand, drop it down if you're not quite getting your bind. My bind is a little tight today. So take one more breath here, and then exhale, release, back into your warrior two. And then from here, straight into your front leg, moving into your triangle. So pour your weight forward, tip your hips back, front hand comes to the inside of your front calf, and then open up that top hand. Nice. Take one more big breath, finding a bit more space in the top shoulder, opening up the chest. Nice. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Bend the front knee, and then turn both toes to face the edge of your mat. Nice. From here, give yourself a big hug. So take both hands all the way onto your shoulder blades. Give yourself a little wiggle. Notice how your shoulders in the middle of your back feel. And then as you inhale, you're going to open up. Maybe stay in a little back bend here, or you can bend your knees and come all the way over, coming into a forward fold. See how that feels in your body. Taking one more breath here, let your body go. And then release your hands, come up bit by bit in your back, all the way back up to stand. From here, we're just going to flip sides. So you're going to turn your right foot to face the front of your mat. And then we're going to go straight into side angle. So opening up from here, tilt your hips back, and then you're going to pour your weight forward. So front hand comes to the inside of this calf, and opening up your top hand towards the sky. So we're just doing that triangle pose on the second side. Maybe you can get a hold of the inside of your thumb if you want a little more. Imagine someone's pulling your hand towards the ceiling. And then inhale, opening up, bend into that front knee, coming to that warrior two. So we'll do exalted warrior first. So pour your weight forward, flip your front palm, coming all the way back. Once again, opening up, maybe looking up towards that top hand, maybe back hand wraps round. One more inhale. And then exhale, come all the way forward to side angle. So top hand comes all the way over, looking underneath that top elbow. Sorry, armpit, not elbow. And then from here, you're going to start to bring your top hand round. So either that half bind, so you're aiming to bring your hand, once again, this works better when you can see my back. Maybe bringing that back hand towards the base of your spine, maybe looking for the inside of your thigh. And then if you want the option of your full bind, you can bring that other hand under, maybe clasping. But just make sure wherever you are, you're opening up your chest towards the front. One more breath. Exhale, release. Nice, coming all the way up. Bending into that front knee again. And then we're going to cartwheel down. And we're coming all the way back to downward dog. So front foot comes back to downward dog. Nice. Option to stay here in stillness. Or you can flow forward. So as you inhale, you can come to your high plank. This time, either drop your knees or come halfway to chaturanga. And then inhale to your up dog or cobra. If you're doing upward dog like this, so with your thighs and knees off, only do this if you're doing chaturanga, just to keep your core safe. And then come all the way back to your downward dog. Let's take a clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. All right, one more small flow. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, nose to nose. we're going to go into warrior one. So maybe shorten your stance a little bit, and your back foot is about 10 to 2, so it's kind of like that kind of angle. Front foot is facing straight, bend into your front knee, and then maybe reach your hand up. Once again, if your shoulders are tight, either bring them wider or bring them onto your waist. Take 2 breaths here, and just notice how this feels. I've just been running, and so if you've been walking or running a lot, you might find your back calf or your back Achilles is quite tight. This can be quite a nice little calf stretch. So from here, we're going to work on the legs a little more. So what you're going to do is walk your back foot out a tiny bit, so just so there's a bit more space between your hips, and then turn your hips towards the front of your mat a bit more. So depending on how your hips, like as in your actual bones sit, that might feel quite natural or might feel quite challenging. So just play with it and see how it feels. And then you're going to turn your back toe in as well, so that both your feet are facing forward now. So they're both parallel but far apart. Straight into your front leg, and then from here we're going to a little variation of pyramid. So bring your hands onto your hip crease. So rather than your waist, you're going to bring them to where like your thigh kind of stops. And then as you inhale, open your chest so your back's nice and flat, and then exhale, you're going to tilt forward. And you're only going as far as you can until your back starts to bend. So if your back starts to bend, then stop where you are. So you might be quite high up, or keep going. And only move on your exhale. Inhale to stop. Exhale, move a bit further forward. Inhale, stay where you are. Maybe you've got a little bit more to go. Okay, you've got 2 options here. Either stay where you are, if you're finding this quite a big stretch in your back leg, maybe in your front one as well, stay where you are. And if you want a bit more of a core work, then what you're going to do is inhale and lift your hands all the way forward. So this is pretty a strong move, so see how it feels. Taking 2 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Bring those hands back down. And then from here, come all the way back up. Nice. You're going to bend into that front knee. And then from here, simply going to bring that back foot forward. And then inhale, coming all the way up, standing tall, Tadasana. Exhale, folding over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Notice how your hamstrings stay. Stay here for 1 more breath. Exhale, stay in that forward halfway lift. Inhale, staying. Notice how both those legs feel. Exhale, fold over, and this time bring your right leg back, coming into warrior one on the second side. So you've got that angle of the back foot, and then inhale, maybe hands come up, and then bend into that front knee. Now notice the difference between the 2 calves. Usually they've actually got quite a lot of difference in tension in our calves, and it's quite a noticeable one because we use them quite a lot for, well, walking everywhere. All right, from here, we're going to move through that same little sequence. So keeping your hands here for a moment, and then bring it all the way down and find that hip crease. And then bring your, once again, feet wider, but turn your toe in so both feet are facing forward. Straighten into your front leg. And if you have hyperextended knees like me, try not to lock either of your knees out. You want to have that almost feels like a micro bend if you are hypermobile like myself. And then from here, open up that chest, find your hip crease, and then as you exhale, hinge forward. So you're hinging right from your hips. So rather than curving from the top of your back, you want to have that back flat. And if it helps, use your thumbs to hinge yourself forward. So you're pressing your bottom of your back forward. Once again, only moving your exhale. Inhale, staying. Exhale, maybe fold a little deeper. And just notice if it feels different. Once again, this is my tighter hamstring and hip flexor, so I don't go as far on this side. This might be your slightly looser side. So take 1 more breath here. And then you've got that option, 2 breaths to stay wherever you are, or bringing your hands forward. So not only is this working your core, you're also going to get a deeper stretch in your hamstring. 1 more breath. And then as you inhale, hands come to your waist, come all the way back up to stand. This time you're going to exhale, bring your hands all the way, bend into that front knee, and then bring your front foot back to downward dog. You're going to have to walk both feet back a little so your stance is long enough. Clearing breath. Notice how your hamstrings and calves feel here. And then your next inhale, you're going to roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, maybe drop the knees, maybe come halfway. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. And then exhale, fold all the way back. Open your mouth, let it all the way out. All right, from here, bending into your knees, come all the way down to your mat. Walk your hands a little further forward. We're going to come into puppy pose. So if it feels good, you can bring your knees a bit wider. And then exhale, let your head and chest drop down. Take 3 rounds of breath there. If a forward fold isn't that comfortable for you or you get lightheaded, then you can just come back to a kneeling position and take a couple of breaths there. All right, from your puppy pose, you're going to come up to almost a tabletop. Walk your hands back a little. And we're actually going to come through dolphin before we do our final few postures. So if you bring both hands down onto your mat, and you want to have this kind of position, so you've got like a little L and an L facing each other, really, really solid on the ground. And a nice one for practicing this, if you find while we do this pose, your elbows are going out the way and you want to get like stronger at it, you can tie a tie around both your elbows. So from here all the way around a loop, and it'll stop from going out, and it'll just help work on your core and the muscles in the top of your shoulders. So flat on the ground, and then from here, 2 options. Either walk your feet back, and you might want your pillow for this if you're on your knees. So this is where you could tuck your pillow underneath your knees, and you're going to roll forward and roll back. Or if you want to go for a full plank, a bit harder, but see how your core feels today, you can lift your knees up. So on your next inhale, you're going to bring your hips all the way up and back. And then as you exhale, come forward. 4 rounds like that. Inhale, come back. Exhale, come forward. So if you're on your knees, inhale, coming up. Exhale, come forward. 1 more round. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, come forward. And then drop those knees. Okay, we're going to move into a couple of back bends on your front. So if you have quite bony hips, where you find that they dig into the ground, you can pop your pillow underneath you, or if you've got a jumper or anything, or just your mat is fine. From here, all you're going to do is bring your head all the way down towards your mat, hands alongside you, and then bring your big toes to touch. So use your own awareness. You want your toes to be touching your ankles, the inside of your knees, inside your thighs, everything to be tucked together. And the whole way through this, you want to keep that position. So on your next inhale, you're going to start to lift your chest off the mat and then lift your shoulders. And then from here, big toes are touching. See if you can lift them off the mat. So you're coming into a little mini back bend. Nice, take 2 more breaths. With every inhale, see if you can lift a little higher. Shoulder blades come together. Big toes come together. Nice. 1 more big breath in. Lift a little higher. Nice. And then exhale, come down. Right ear comes towards the mat. And let all that tension go. Okay, we're going to do 2 more little back bends. From here, on your next inhale, we're going to do this one-sided. So bring your right hand across the mat, so it's parallel. This is going to be your little balancing help, so a little aid. From here, lift your left leg up. So options, you can either do a quad stretch. So either you can literally just hold your foot, or if you're wearing leggings or trousers, you can hold your leggings if your foot isn't quite reachable yet. Other option as well, if you can't quite get to your foot, is you can go onto your side. It'll be a lot more accessible from there. So then from here, you're already half up in a back bend at the top, as you can already see. So from here, you're going to kick your foot into your hand and then start to lift your thigh off the ground. So taking 2 more breaths here with every inhale. See if you can activate your back leg a little more, maybe lifting it a little higher. 1 more breath in, lifting a little more, keeping those thighs as close together as possible. And then exhale, gently bring it down, releasing that hand, and then bring your left ear to the mat. Notice how your back feels. All right, 1 more little back bend on the other side. So we're doing just the exact same thing on the second side. So left hand comes across this time as your little balance. Once again, if you want to, you can come onto your side and see if you can get a hold of that leg. Or if you want to stick to your front, then you're going to get your foot into your hand. And obviously you're already upright. So see if you can get yourself in a alignment first. So if you're kind of half and half, you either want to be right on your side or right on your front. Doing back bends, you kind of want to keep your spine in a straight line. So from here, as you inhale, start to press that foot into your hand and lift your knee off the mat. 1 more inhale, lift a little higher. And last round, see if you can get a little more height, activate that leg a little more. And then exhale, let that foot go, gently bring it down. Right ear comes to the mat, hands come down inside your body. Maybe roll your hips side to side, releasing that off. And then in your own time, we're going to come onto our backs. So maybe keeping your pillow or cushion or a little blanket nearby if you want it. I'm actually going to put my sunnies on because I'm going to have the sun right in my eyes. So from here, bend into your knees once you're on your back, and then gently hug your knees into your chest. So it might feel nice just to be gently kind of in a little half ball, or you might want to rock side to side, or you might want to hug yourself all the way up. You're just basically doing the opposite of what we've just done, so a little counter stretch. Nice. Then from here, bringing both feet and hands up towards the ceiling, dead bug, or if you want to come into a shoulder stand, you can. We won't be here for long, but if you'd like to, you can lift your legs up towards the ceiling, walking your hands up close to your shoulders as you can. And if you want to go into plow, you can as well, so you can walk those feet all the way around behind your head. And releasing if your feet make contact with the ground. If not, always keep your hands on your back. And then tucking yourself in. Take 1 or 2 more breaths wherever you are. So if your feet and hands are up, or if you're in your shoulder stand. And then whenever you feel ready, start to come out. We're going to move towards Shavasana. Option if you'd like to do a little twist on your back first, you can. So you can straighten out your left leg, bring your right knee in towards your chest, right hand comes out, left hand peels that leg over the top. So you're in a little number 4 shape. Take 2 more breaths here. And then gently come back to the center. Any little counter twists, or you can just switch to the second side. So right hand on your left knee, coming all the way across. Maybe looking over your left shoulder if you want that full spinal twist. And then gently coming all the way back to center. Hugging your knees right in, maybe rocking side to side. And taking any last stretches you need. And then coming into any option for Shavasana. So you can maybe use your pillow, maybe pop it in behind your shoulders. If you want a little more of a shoulder stretch, you can maybe fold it in half, creating a little bit of height there. This is such a nice restorative pose. Or if you want a little bit more for the hips, do the same thing, but just pop it right underneath your sacrum, so right at the bottom of your spine, and then come in Shavasana there, or in a diamond shape with your legs, whatever feels good. Take 2 clearing breaths here. Fill your lungs. Open your mouth, let it all go out. Take 1 more like that, fill your lungs up. Any tension, any stress, let it go out your mouth. And then start to let your body relax here. If you'd like to stay on for a bit longer after we're done, you're welcome to stay here, and you can just mute me or turn me off if you want a little bit more time. If not, just stay as you are and enjoy these few moments of calm. Who's first come to say hello?